Hi, my name is Bayu,
Janice.
and we're the founders of El Pozo de Vida. El Pozo de Vida is a nonprofit that fights human trafficking in three key areas, in the areas of prevention, intervention, and restoration. We have that approach because we have a holistic model. We want to address this issue of human trafficking from the very inception of when trafficking occurs, prevent it, to bring more awareness and education, to intervene when people are already at risk, people are already in the snares of human trafficking. And then also after they've been rescued, the whole process of, the restoration and reinsertion of getting back into society, education. We feel that's really key and unique about the work that we do because we want to have a holistic approach, and we are touching, prevention, intervention, restoration, everybody that's kind of affected by this issue. Not only on the victim side, but also those who are the perpetrators, those who are the traffickers, those who are on the demand side, who are maybe even buying, sex and stuff like that. And so we feel that if we don't address this in a holistic way, it's only piecemealing, it's only sticking a Band-Aid on a bigger issue.
As we engage in this work against fighting trafficking, and what we realize is that we're actually going against cultural norms. We're going against cultural norms as machismo and all these abuse issues. And how do we even think about, children and their growth, and youth and their future and their growth? So I actually oversee the victim care restorative model. And at the Safe House, we care for the girls who were recently rescued, who are minors. And it's about caring for the one. And we kind of walk with them in the process of restoration and social reintegration and learning and, being educated and then getting a job. And then we're about the masses, where we want to attack this issue and continue to raise awareness and really have everybody be part of this fight, because no one can do this alone, and we sure can't do it alone. And we need everybody to be aware of this issue. So we have a great opportunity to actually disciple the nations through El Pozo's teachings, which is healthy culture, building kingdom culture.
We've identified these key things that we want to talk about and teach on. And we were presented this opportunity through the federal government. They have identified 17 municipalities where there's high risk, there's high violence, and we were invited to 3 different places. And so this third place is an area called Tenancingo. It's a municipality called Tenancingo in the state of Tlaxcala, which happens to be the cradle of where human traffickers come from. It's notoriously known for that. Tlaxcala is a very interesting state. It's a very interesting location. As a matter of fact, there's a running joke, memes that are on the internet that talk about Tlaxcala, that Tlaxcala doesn't even exist because it's such a small state that no one who's from there wants to admit the fact that they're from Tlaxcala. When we heard about that, it was kind of heartbreaking that people don't have any type of pride from where they're from. And I think it's because there's a lot of pain associated with Tlaxcala. Historically, as we're uncovering, we see that Tlaxcala and we're known to be the ones that were the traitors against their own people. They were the ones that sided with the Spaniards, the conquistadores.
And as we engage in that, we also found that it is the very place where Hernan Cortes, the conqueror, and the indigenous chief had that exchange of selling his 4 daughters. And one of the daughters is Malinche, and she was the intel to provide information for the conquest. When we address sin issue, we address the negative things. We can't just say, don't do it. Because if we tell these children okay, don't be a trafficker, don't be a pimp, then what are they supposed to be? So much of it is restoring the original design of this place. So even with the girls that come to the Safe House, they come in 90 different pieces of fragmentation of their soul. It's hard to recognize who they really are. And they've only been told lies. So these children in Tlaxcala also have been told lies about themselves, their future, that they don't have permission to dream any further, So we are identifying the original design of God's original intent in their lives, what are their talents and gifts, and what kind of opportunities we can provide so that they can dream beyond what they already know. So my dream is to see Mexico healthy, which means we have to see healthy people, healthy leaders, healthy homes, healthy community, healthy marriages, healthy students in so many different ways. So much of what we do is educating, it's intervening and calling it what it is, recognizing what the signs of abuses are, and from there, inviting people into a restorative process, which is a long-term journey, but is well worth it. Just to see some of our girls to be our leaders now, that gets invited to speak in different places to encourage and motivate and edify the church, it is all worth it.
We have this opportunity as well as with the BOSO, we're part of the Regional Coalition for Anti-Trafficking, Central America. We've, worked with the federal government here, so throughout Mexico, and we've been invited, by the UN to talk about this issue of human trafficking within not only Mexico, but within our region. Whenever we're in these spaces, we're trying to come to agreement, right? And there's these different sides, different positions. You can never really clearly come to a 100% agreement. And what I believe is what we're being called to do is to even transcend what is being discussed, at the human level, at the very surface level of things. There's a higher calling for all of us. There's a higher calling for the church. There's a higher calling for us as believers. And, I think that's what is the beauty of what we do, because we're not just trying to attack an injustice. We're trying to call out the beauty of what is in each and every person. And I think that's kind of really key of what we see within the largest movements of justice, with Nelson Mandela, MLK. I mean, just thinking about Martin Luther King Jr., when he said he had a dream, it was something that transcended the reality of the injustices that was happening at that moment. It completely went to a different level. And that's what I feel like we've been called to do as a Bolsa de Vida.
Thank you, Cornerstone, for joining the fight with us, being such a great support, sending teams down and coming and being part of what we're doing and asking the questions, and some of you guys being part of the Justice School as well. We are so grateful for being family with us.
Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We know that we could not do this alone. And we know that as you partner with us, you grow and you become challenge, and your vision for the world increases, your heart for the world increases. We know as you do that we grow together in this process.